Hey everybody, Brian here from quantlabs.net. Today I wanted to announce that I'll be putting out two separate books. Now these books are going to be very brief and purposely written in a way where they're pretty well quick reads. The idea behind these books are quite simple. Pretty well on a weekly and sometimes even a daily basis, I get people asking me all the same questions. I've got a frequently asked question section or knowledge base on my website. It runs in the gamut of about a couple of hundred questions. Well, guess what? I'm going to make it even easier for anybody out there that wants to know how to get into the algorithmic trading business. And I'm also going to have another book on that's really geared towards retail traders. So let me introduce the first topic of the first book. I don't have an actual working title yet, but this is a general topic of what the book will be about. It's going to be about retail trading secrets from losing to consistently winning 7 different ways. Back in the day, a few years ago, I put together a webinar series about consistent ways to profit 7 ways, or the other way around. But I've also put in some other tips and tricks on that if you're coming from the world of retail trading and or Forex, I'm putting this book together to signify a number of things. First, the red flags to look for that your broker is going to rip you off. And there's like probably 10 plus different ways and different signals. I'm going to showcase how they do it. Also, I'm going to list a example of a real world trading platform that was used that pretty well screwed over a person over 5 years. And the reason why it screwed them over and how the broker basically screwed them, which obviously is not good. The other thing that I'm going to talk about are just some of the statistics of algorithmic trading. And the big thing I want to talk about is the 7 ways to consistently profit. That webinar I talked about a few years ago had 7 different ways to showcase on how to consistently be a winner in, we'll call it insider, just being on the insider or professional trading. On top of that, I give various tips on how that you can accomplish that, how to find people that can help influence you, how to find communities that will give you a solid foundation for new, fresh knowledge, and most of all, how to find potentially capital providers that may be willing to fund you or even help contribute to a managed account that you probably may want to aspire to do. So I'm going to cover that in the first book. Now, obviously, being from the automated world, 80% of all trades out there are done by electronic trading. So it's really geared towards just that, electronic trading, which then leads me into the second book. Now, a lot of people that come into this world of algorithmic trading or systematic trading or automated trading, it's all the same thing to me at least. What I wanted to do is I wanted to give people coming from that world, retail trading wise, Forex trading wise, people getting fed up, trying to do that and realize that maybe the cloud solutions are not a good fit for them, so on and so forth. And a lot of them, these people, are wanting to own their own trading software, have their own source code, and be able to put it up onto their own servers remotely or locally that they own and control. Whereas you have a trading idea and it could be profitable, and you take that intellectual property and you submit it to a cloud solution. The problem there is that that's going to give your trading idea, it's going to disclose it to numerous people that run and own and administer those servers. Now, no matter how you slice it, any real trader that's profitable will never ever go down this road. Never. So, a few months ago, I decided to launch a online course that I did with a few students from my Quant Elite membership, and we came away with about 6 different components that you'll need to help you build out these basic infrastructure building blocks using a simple language like Python. Now, before I get into that, I do talk about the advantages and disadvantages of each of the major programming languages out there. So we whittle it down to pretty well Python and why Python's a great language for it. Then I break it out into the various topics of what you need to consider when developing your own trading platform. Can it be done? Yes. Do you need to be an expert? Not quite. Will it be a struggle? Maybe, depending upon your programming knowledge, or better yet, your determination to learn and to implement. Now, this course I speak of has the source code to get you started. I also provide the video playbacks and a variety of other material courses, videos and source code that's available. But really, the building blocks that I'm speaking of include topics of databases, visualization, your broker, and your data provider. So I talk about those in separate points. Now, hopefully from that, at a high level, you'll walk away with a better knowledge of what you need to know. And I'll be introducing, and it currently exists in my Quant Elite membership, but in the long run, I'm going to break this product out in its own separate product line. So be on the lookout for that if you want the source code. As I said, right now, it's currently in my Quant Elite membership, and it's very cheap. But it's going to get much more expensive as I break out this course. Okay? So you might be asking, how much are these books going to cost? How do I get them? Well, both books are going to be in a PDF format, and essentially they're going to be really cheap, like $5, $6, $7. The reason that they're going to be that cheap is just to help me offset any marketing costs that I will be using to go forth in the marketing world online. So that's why I'm charging a little bit, and I want as many people to order these as possible, and obviously you're welcome to them. So be on the lookout for them. I'll put them up in my meetup groups, my social channels like Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, my blog, and they're going to be really, really cheap once they come back. I get the professionally edited versions in coming weeks. So again, be on the lookout for it. And hopefully, when somebody comes to me and asks me about how do I get started, where do I go, both these books will cover both those topics from a very high level. And down the road, I'll be able to introduce them into the various services to get them started in knowing how to build out their own algorithmic trading system, or if that's too complicated for them, I'll have a whole service for them that uses my own software to let them figure out and disseminate what my system's alerting them on. Okay, so that's pretty well it. If you got any questions, just comment in my video on YouTube or Facebook or whatever. I'll talk to you later.